Hello, hello, Saggy Joe here. I wanted to talk about something that's been bothering me recently. I'm not gonna say bother; it's just open a discussion on, and it's sort of my utilitarian perspective on a lot of things, and how, at least for me, I think my points are still valid, and if that's how I live my life, that's how I live my life. But I don't know. I just gotta get these things off my chest. Okay, first things first. Candles. I have a bad nose, and I generally don't pick up on scents. So I've never really understood scented candles. To be perfectly honest with you, um, to me they don't really add much to the air either. Uh, to be honest with you, so I don't know. I don't know. I just think candles have one purpose, and that's to provide light. But I understand the use of firewood. It's a very calming, very it gives you a more like a homey feel, like you're in the hearth of um of of your of a place, of a home, and that warmth is sort of very hard to emulate. So I kind of get the idea, but at least for me, growing up where I came from, candles have one purpose and also provide light when there's no electricity. So forgive me if I'm a little too utilitarian with candles. It's a booming business. It's a very valid business. I'm not trying to discredit it. I just never thought of candles that way, and even now, I still don't get it. Um, and that's okay. I think that if you wanna, sniff Amaranth's ass on your candle, you're free to do so. Um, well, also, if you want to have Johnny Depp's Ocean Spray from the Pirates of the Caribbean, you're free to have that on your scented candle as well. I'm not going to judge you, but I hope that get your money's worth with that because I don't know how long that scent actually lasts. And hopefully you actually smell it, You get this sweet, sweet, salty Caribbean air with the sweaty pits of an 1800s pirate, roaming around finding treasure that doesn't exist. But who knows? I could be wrong. You know, maybe you're a little kinky. Maybe you want a little Davy Jones. A little of that tentacle stuff. I don't know. I'm not gonna judge. I will judge. If you pay $100 for it and the scent goes away in 2 minutes. I mean, if you're gonna smell your house, want your house to smell like calamari, you might want to make that a very long-lasting thing. Anyways, moving on from scented candles, I didn't think barber shops were a big deal either, because again, I have a utilitarian perspective on this. I just want a haircut. I want it done quick, and I would just want to go. You know, why am I chatting with you? This is why I go to Asian or barbers that don't speak English, because they had the same skills as someone who does speak English, but I don't have to waste my time with the chatter. They just, usually the Koreans, they'll just cut my hair for cheap, $20, give me a good hairstyle, and then go. Haircuts are nice, but honestly, after a week, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Call me superficial or call me, unbased, but I think that, when you get a haircut, there's really not much to it. Like unless you go every week or every week and a half, and then it's like that's a waste of money, man. It's a waste of time too. I get a haircut, I look it for a month, whatever. It grows a little bit, and you just cut it, do it all over again. Every time I go to the barber, I let the barber I let the barber decide on what styles because honestly, they probably know what to do with my hair better than I would. It's kind of like I don't know. I don't know what the equivalent is, but it's sort of like a stylist. If you had a stylist and then they were styling you, you'd probably listen to their advice, even though you might think you know your style, what fits best for you. Because I guess you've given it a lot of thought, but there's a certain skill to what a stylist has that you may not see, or maybe a vision that they want, and they might find clothes that fit your body really well, because everyone's dimensions of their bodies are really different. Mine's, for example, I've measured it. my torso is the same exact length as my legs, and that's not good for modeling, for example, right? They want a short torso with longer legs. That's sort of like the modeling body, but that would vary with my clothes. Uh, People are surprised to find out that I wear pretty short length pants. But I'm just like, well, that's because my legs are not as long. I'm literally like even on both sides. I don't really know how that happened. Then I have a 6'2" wingspan and I'm 5'10". Oh, God knows what happens to my genetics. And then, what the hell was I talking about? Okay, yeah, I think my point was like barbershops. Apparently, a lot of people go into there. They have chats. They talk. They see the barber all the time. I'm like, brother, this is not something for me. I just want my haircut and go. That's it. Um, and then I think with some other, like, even relationships, sometimes it might feel that way too. Like it feels like there's a utility to this. You are my friend. You provide sort of like this, emotional support, whatever, and then you kind of like you exchange. It's mutual, and then you kind of go on your merry way. And I think like there's something wrong with the utilitarian perspective, but especially when it comes to relationships, I think that there's a deeper meaning to it. And obviously, you should be open to the perspective of other people, right? For other people, barbershops are source of camaraderie, source of like laughs and everything like that. I mean, I don't know, like that's something that other people enjoy about them. Cause my brother does barber, and then it's a really big thing. And I think that I also do think though that there are people who don't understand that. Okay, so on one side you had the people who go to the barber shop too much, but then on the other side there's guys that like, please at least put shampoo in your hair for the love of God. You know what I mean? And I think the, if you speak very utilitarian, like your style or your clothes shouldn't really matter. Like you just wear whatever's comfortable and whatever protects you from the the world the world's like elements. But I think that there is a utility to dressing nicer. Um, Sort of dressing presentable is it. I think it's perfectly utilitarian too. It shows that you are, one, confident, and two, um, you give a lot of thought into how you, like, it's sort of like basic hygiene. Uh, you are caring for yourself. You do care about how you look. And I think that's also very valuable as a utility, because it generally shows that you do have a confidence in yourself, and that there's a drive for you to sort of give like a good impression. And unfortunately, because we're humans, impressions are, especially the first ones, are often all it takes. People will not, and I don't care what anyone says, people will not take the time to get to know you, to be perfectly honest with you, right? So I don't know. That's just my argument on that. There's a utility to looking nice. I'm not saying to wear all the fashion brands and all of a sudden you're wearing your OVOs with your Gucci's and all that stuff. I'm just saying look presentable. It's a middle ground. If I had to say again, that's all sort of like in tangent, because then you go to the gym. No one's gonna say that they go to the gym because they, not purely for aesthetic. There's no one in the world who goes to the gym. It's like, yeah, this is not because I want to look good. You're gonna start looking better. So cut the crap, right? Cut that shit and stop being one of those uh like those cringe like pick me girls, or those cringe like, oh, I'm single but I'm just so lovable guys. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm just so romantic. But I don't know. Who knows? God knows what's going on in people's minds, and God knows what goes on in my minds. All I know is I got a lot of shit to say. So thank you very much. Later days.